could you make a sound check for me, Alex?
La 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 la.
I need to adjust the posting. Can you do one more, please?
Check, 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 check.
All right, perfect. I think I got you. I think all great. Perfect. So let's do since we're recording now, let's do a quick overview. How to get started, all right? So you get started over Discord, left panel, you look for video tutorials, under video tutorials, additional content, and additional content important classes. Video number 1. You click video number 1. And I get this every single time. It's not up to date. Don't worry. It doesn't need to be like the most up to date because we keep the front end running the same way. All right. So the very first thing you see, Market Oracle version 2.12, and you should be at this point, all right, having the version 3.26. Don't worry, still the same. Or if you have the Pro Plus, the 1.4. Again, don't worry, still. Oh, you know what? You should be having one earlier, but that's fine. The point in between these two, it is just right here, you're trendy, right? Trendy means the trend, right? So where or how you look for the trend. And then if you go to Market Oracle, just Pro, it just says signal mode trend. It's the same as trendy, all right? And then the next most important part, and this is what I get most of the, hey, it's not the same kind of thing, right? Because your eyes kind of like it doesn't cut it at the very first glance, but let's take a look at that. It is the settings in here, the Market Oracle. Let me see. Here it is. Trend sensitivity versus trend agility. Forget about that. All right. So before we had like a how big of a trend and then how to fine tune. We don't longer have the fine tuning, the trend agility, because we have a back tester built within the indicator. All right. So when you go and adjust your trend sensitivity, very easy. Again, signal mode, trend, and your sensitivity is now called tuning. So you just do sensitivity. For myself, just so you guys know, I use 43 for Bitcoin main 4 hours time frame. All right. How do you calculate that? Let's go and do a very quick update on that. All right. And for that, I'm going to go to a non-use Bitcoin chart. Let's do this one in here that I can just remove everything. All right. And for that, I also need to shut down my thing in here. And I'm going to do the same in here. All right, perfect. So this is what you are supposed to have. All right. Then, and I explained this on the video, so don't worry. Then what you want to do is first turn on your dynamic reactor. All right. Your dynamic reactor is like your trend EMA. Okay. This is it. And then you turn off your indicator, okay? And then what I want you to do is to circle whatever is a trend for you. Trend get perceived differently, all right? For example, you could be saying this is a downtrend, this is a sideways trend, and this is an uptrend, right? This is a downtrend, and I want you to notice, especially if you are a beginner, right, that in most, if not in every single case, in most of the cases, you have transition zones, which are ranges at the bottom and ranges at the top in the transition between one trend to another. This is where newbie traders get crazy, right? And then they get wrecked. It's very easy to trade if you know how to. And, well, as our master trader Alexo Crypto has showed us, nothing beats. What? Isn't that correct? You're a master trader?
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, brother. All right. So he's just being modest. But look at that. When you break the trend, you lose. When you lose the trend line, you lose the trend. Perfect. That's it, right? Nothing beats a good trend line. So breakout, retest, continuation. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. Same thing goes in here. lose your trend line, you lose a trend. So your trend is not lost in here. Your trend is lost in here. Your trend was lost in here. The same thing goes in here, like live price action right now. When is your trend lost? We haven't. We have a trend line here and we're losing that trend line. So it's a continuation until we lose a trend. We lose a trend line, we lose a trend. And then we start looking for that breakout retest, like breakout retest. All right. So breakout retest, and then you start shifting trends or start making a big range. All right. Easy peasy. This is the first time, the 101 of trading. You don't need indicators for that. All right. So make sure you understand what is the difference between a trend and a trade. What is a trade? A trade is an inner trend. For example, this one right here, right? So a micro trend line, or this one right here, right? Or this one right here, if that makes sense. All right. So what's the difference between a trade and a trend? Than a trade, you don't have enough information to have inner structure, if that makes sense. Like, for example, right here, if I do a trend line, well, how do I know? How could I be re-entering right here? Yeah, on the touch, of course, but you don't have enough information based on the candles. I want to have, for example, maybe a couple of 3 candles, breakout retest, and then continuation. In this case, it's a little bit in between that zone. So this is not such a great example, but this one is, for example, right here, right? To re-enter a trade, one single candle is not telling you to re-enter, if that makes sense. You need candle structure. What's candle structure? You need engulfing, small candle, engulfing your possible entry, and still you'll be not taking all the way up. But if you consider the trend, right, you do have enough structure. Look at that. You have range, V-shaped recovery, higher than the previous range, right? That is a Wyckoff, right? So you have enough candle structure, double bottom, to read calmly and with enough time a possible shift. All right. So that is the difference between a trade and a trend. All right. Long story short, now that you have your trends, not your trades, right? You're going to be adding your indicator like this. Okay. Remember, you already have trend or trendy, whatever this is it, right? And your dynamic reactor. And right here is where I want you to start debugging the stuff. I want to have a sell signal here and a buy signal as I break out. Or at the very least, I want a sell signal here, a sell signal here, a sell signal here, a sell signal here. And for the most part, I have it. So does this make sense to you? If it does, great. But remember, you don't blindly buy and sell in these signals. Why? Because they're meant to show you the trend. This is a trend buy up and a trend sell out. All right. So look at this. When do you actually buy and sell? Losing your trend line, confirmation, breakout retest, you sell, and then you take some profits. All right. So for myself, okay, I don't like to have these ones. Why? Because I want full, big, huge trends. And that's why I go about this tuning and I start increasing to remove weaker signals right there. So for me, it's 43. Click away. Let's wait for that thing to stop moving. And that's it. This is basically exactly what I'm looking for. So what I want, long story short, what I want is as my price breaks through dynamic reactor, I have a signal. So these two signals technically correct. This signal technically correct. And well, this is noise that it's unavoidable. All right. So you're always going to get some noise. Don't like that noise? Perfect. Go in here, increase it. your tuning. All right. You're going to lose a little bit on. Oh, look at that. I actually improved. Yeah, you're going to be losing a little bit on precision because remember, look at this signal, for example. This signal previously was right here, right? And it just moved. But also, it cleaned up all of the mess that we had in here. Okay. Why? Because it is recalculating a trend. And by the way, remember the trend is correct when it is showed because your trend, it did not finish here. Once again, your trend was broken when your trend line was broken. So pretty close, right? All right. Other than that, let me just remove this. All right. Add my configuration, just the way that I like it or that I have it. And let's follow along the video. Remember, right here, you no longer have an agility. You just have a tuning, which is your sensitivity. Just increase it for bigger trends or for cleaner trends. All right. And then the next thing is your smart money concept. Smart money concept, it is no longer a standalone indicator. It's part of your market dynamics pro. Inside of your market dynamics pro, you're going to find your order blocks, right? You're going to find your liquidity zones. You're going to find your trend lines, your predictive ranges, your prime blocks, and your support and resistances. Even more data that you had previously, like on what I showed in the video. Smart money concept had the range up, the range down, and the support and resistances, right? Well, the range up and range down has evolved way more. And right now they have two branches. Those branches are, as we talked about, and come on, where is it? Here it is. Became your liquidity zones and your prime blocks. So if you want to take a look at those, go ahead and add them. All right. And last but not least, and the most important part would be somewhere around 1 hour and 14 minutes. I explained the reversal flags. All right. We have three kinds of reversal flags. Number one, full reversal. Number two, breakout, retest, reversal. All right. And this is a very important one. And number three, we have a Wyckoff continuation reversal. Like in this case, you come down, you have a reversal, and then your range, that is a Wyckoff continuation. Coming down, you have a reversal, range, that is a Wyckoff continuation. You see that? So long story short, this is where you got everything I explained in depth, how to get rid of this noise. All right. Once again, I go over and tell you,
going down.
You just use and adjust your sensitivity and agility. No longer need to. You just need to adjust your sensitivity, which is called either trendy, right? Or what was the other one? I just removed it. Let me see if I can re-add it. Either trendy or tuning, whatever is it. All right. So that is basically it. And then everything else still the same. So just follow along. And finally, go back to Discord. After you watch video number 1, go and take a look at video number 3. All right. Video number 3 has the update dashboard. Let's go visit that. All right. And talks about a lot of things in the market dynamics, bro, because this is where we launch the market dynamics. So right here, you'll see, for example, that we talked about the market dynamics,
The other way around.
how they work. Let me mute this. And let's go to the settings really quickly. I do a full explanation in this. And you're basically golden. I mean, after that, I would say that you're already good to go. In this first video, I also, at the end of the class, I show you how to use your oscillator and give you a full strategy, a 3-letter strategy to buy low and sell high. I also go over how to do risk management, how to calculate your stop loss. Okay, there we go. when to take profits, and when to re-enter a trade or look for a trade flip. Okay, like this. So that is a full overview on how to get started. So you have everything there. Remember, it's everything. It is on the important classes right there. So I think I've talked too much. Alex, would you like to have a quick overview? Sorry.
You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, so today's a very, very choppy day, like we expected coming into to the market. Really, it's news driven, right? So there's a lot of uncertainty in the market when looking here. So can we push? We have a nice orb flip here this morning, so breakout, retest, continuation, but it's very slow. Very slow. So for me, it's, creating a lot of liquidity in here typically gets recovered locally. So we might see a little bit of a rollover here with the double top in here, just looking a little bit weak in my opinion. So really just failing to push, right? Failing to push, and you can see that throughout the market. The SPY is coming back and filling in this gap. It's not even it's not done yet. Okay, you can see the SPYs rolling over. The Nasdaq's trying to hold on here. Still very choppy. Okay, so when looking at this in general, we're kind of in this crossroads. It's kind of what I've been talking about here with Bitcoin here. So we got the breakout, retest, breakout, retest, breakout, reclaim. Okay, so you have this uptrend here. You have this downtrend here. So you're in this cross here. So either we just continue the trend and we continue down here, or we flip and rotate back up and we reclaim this level here, or we get rejected from it. Okay. Also with this downtrending momentum, we can see we could possibly break out, retest, and go this way too. So we can look for bottoming structure down here. Okay, and we can look for reversal topping structure up here. So we're really in the middle, right? We're stuck in the middle, which is fine. We just need to be patient in here, right? Like if we look at the price action today, there was a sweep and then it's just chop. Okay, it's very choppy all day. Okay, so for me right now, there's lots of liquidity down here. There is clear liquidity from these guys here, but we are in a rejection zone short. Okay, so for me, if we fail to push here, looks like we're coming down. Right, that's as simple as I can keep it, because like right now, Solana's at lows of the lows of the lows of the lows. If there's a low, there is. This is it. We are down there. This is like 120 is kind of our last hurrah. Looking for a potential pushback here on Solana. Might have to come all the way back down here first. But just trying to be patient here. Like you can see, it's just very, very. I got long here on a breakout, retest, continuation trade for the $10,000 you guys saw at the beginning of the stream. So I took this long up to here, and then I got out. Because it's choppy. So make sure you're paying yourselves here. Today's a good day to probably not trade, in my opinion. It's a decision point, right? We had a big rug yesterday. And the Nasdaq's looking weak. We had jobs data coming in, which is very flat, in my opinion. So overall, it just suggests that we could be range bound in here, right? This to me needs to be taken. So I would look for this to come down today. Unless we can push through these double trend lines. You got to keep it simple today. I think that'll be your best ally. Liquidity, trying to push back. Yeah, looking for longs down here, looking for shorts up here. We shall see. So patience today. Patience, like very choppy. It's not the greatest price action today. So I just recommend being patient in this environment. Nasdaq looks like it needs to come back down. SPY needs to come lower. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy ride today. So patience. Overall, when we're looking at our indicators, very, very clear that we're in this range, right? Very range bound. Failing to really push here. You can see just downtrending the whole way here. a little bit of hopium here, but really nothing, right? You got a reversal sign, but it's not something that, I'm just going to hang my hat on, right? When we go into like a 2 hour here for the next couple of hours, you can see this is a clear like golden pocket rejection zone here, right here to here, right? Retracement, continuation down, right? So we'll see if we come back down to these lows. We have uptrending momentum here that we can look to find support, but right now it's chopping, right? And there's liquidity below me. So for me, I'm just looking for price to roll over a little bit right now, a little bit overextended. Nasdaq's trying to push, buys trying to push. Yeah, it's pretty much stuck, right? So when it's slow like this, it's best to wait and let your levels come down. I'd be looking down in here for potential long and rejection from here. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of today, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So that we are running out of time. Today is gonna be, well, as you heard, we're gonna be looking for a range bound. Keep your. I would say that is a fantastic time to start looking into your indicators to fine tune them. Look at the back data that you have and adjust it for it to make sense. Because, well, we've seen that in the macro timeframes we're in a transition zone. That transition zone being a Wyckoff reversal to the upside or a flat positive bearish continuation. Again, since it's a transition zone, we still need to wait for that definition. And most likely we're going to get it right after Christmas. I'm expecting a bounce for Christmas. So whatever needs to go down within this week. If not, I don't think that we're going to have such a Merry Christmas. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. And really quickly, hello, Jake IK. Can you clarify the difference between quantum reactor and dynamic reactor? Different reactors. Long story short, different reactors, they look at different data. Quantum reactor looks at volume on macro scale, and dynamic reactor looks at the immediate volume zones, if that makes sense. All right, guys. So that's it for us today. Absolutely. Thank you, Alex, so much.
Have a great day, everybody.
For staying in here. And guys, see you guys tomorrow.